Hello, good afternoon and welcome, viewers and listeners, to Starts Park, Kirkcaldy.
Hello everyone.
We're here for today's friendly match, Raith Rovers versus Queen's Park. Introductions first. My name's Davy Hancock. I'll lead you through the first half, summarising the second, and as it always is on a good day, I'm joined with Neil Russell. Welcome, Neil.
Hello Davey, hello viewers, hello listeners, whether you support Raith Rovers or the Spiders, League 2 champions Queen's Park. It's going to be a good day, hopefully.
Yeah, pitch has been heavily watered just now in front of us. The teams have just gone down the tunnel after their quite prolonged warm-up session. So we're going to begin, as we normally do, by running through the teams. You might have seen them on social media. but we'll do the due diligence and we'll chat these through just now. As normal, I'll go with the Raith Rovers team. We line up Jamie McDonald, Regan Tumulty, Christoph Berra, Kyle Benedictus, Aidan Conley, James Keatings, Louis Vaughan, Dario Zanata, Brad Spencer, Dylan Tate, and we have trialist A, who we can tell you we think is a trialist who's not yet featured. Substitutes for Rovers are Robbie Thompson, trialist B, trialist C, Luke Mahady, Aaron Arnott, Kieran Mitchell, Matej Poplatnik. Should have practiced that one. I was expecting him at the bottom of the list there, so it tripped me up. So welcome to Raith Rovers, Matej. He starts on the bench today with number 99. Quinn Coulson and Kyle Bow. The visitors today are hosting a few well-kent faces in there. We'll speak a lot, I'm sure, about the two gentlemen in the dugout who I don't think we could respect two footballing gents any more than we do. No. Grant Murray and his lead officer, Laurie Ellis. So take us through the Queen's team, will you, Neil?
Certainly, yeah. So Queen's line up with William Muir, Michael Doyle, Lee Kildare, Stuart Morrison, Thomas Robson, Darren Lyon, Jake Davidson, Lewis Longridge, Lewis Moore, Liam Brown and Will Bainham. The subs for the Spiders are Callum Ferry, the goalie, Grant Gillespie, Max Gillies and Callum Bigger. So as Davey said at the top of the programme there, some very familiar faces, personal favourites of mine when they were here, Lewis Longridge and Grant Gillespie, and very good players as well.
Absolutely, I think Louis features in one of the half-time quiz questions, so didn't speak too much about our Louis. The rundown of what we're expecting today is that we'll remind you we've got a little half-time feature lined up. We've got our normal quiz questions, we've got Spider orientated patter as well. Today's half-time interviewee, I seen it being queued up. You want to tell us a wee bit about that?
Oh yes, nearly forgot. Yeah, it was Christoph Berra, new signing, well, signed in April, a new recruit from Hearts, Scotland caps and all. So yeah, I had a great chat with him. He's a very pleasant gentleman to talk to.
Looking forward to the new season. We will of course be continuing our long established pattern of the kind of hour-long career retrospective, big long features on players, but for the time being we're looking at shorter here and now interviews with the squad players. So it'll be Christoph Berra today, and we'll hear what he's saying about the pre-season games, his performances and what his aspirations are. There are of course fans in both ends of Starts Park today.
Yeah.
The lighting and safety processes allow for the south stand to be the more populated of the two. I still look at these massive spaces behind the goals. You know, you and I refer to them as the white elephant stands, and I still don't understand how we couldn't have had 50 Queen's fans in there with travel so freely available across Scotland. But hopefully things will change over the course of July and into early August. Some indication that if the numbers calm down a little bit, we might even see away fans as well as home fans in decent numbers.
I think we will, yes. I think that's quite safe to say.
I guess the big change today to pick up on is our new signing, number 99. Don't think we've said this pre-season so far. For me, I quite liked the line-up through the week, much as it was a nightmare trying to pick out who they actually were. For Clyde, 1 to 11.
Yeah.
Subs start at 12.
That's right.
But number 99, we've got a 99, a 27 and a 28, and we've got a squad of about 15.
Yeah. John and Paul out on the pitch, they're just taking the applause, or giving the applause to the south and north, Penman and McDermott stands. Good to see folk back in the south stand. Penman stand, I'll keep doing that.
So tell us a wee bit about Matej, Neil. You were speaking with John McGlynn about him last night when you were preparing the press release, etc.
When I got the authorisation that the paperwork had cleared from the ops manager here, Rob Moore, I had a quick call with John that he was happy that it went out this evening rather than first thing tomorrow, and he was saying that amongst other things, Matej is a strong player, a very clever player, and will work well with the rest of the guys up front. I then talked to, out of courtesy, I gave our favoured journalists, or our favoured publications, the local paper and the Courier and Cap City, a warning that there was going to be an announcement at 8 PM, and the Courier guy came back and said that Matej Poplatnik has got exceptional technique. That was his main asset there. and just needs games at the required level.
My contacts are a bit less salubrious, but just chatting with a couple of Livingston fans that I know, and they feel that it's someone that they were always confident in getting the opportunity off the bench, never really got that breakthrough. And one of the kind of key things was that I think where they see that we may well benefit is the fact that he's fully assimilated to the pace and energy of Scottish football. So they feel that he's ready to hit the ground running, and we might just have unearthed something a little bit different, and I think that's what John and Paul will be after.
He's certainly got that age, that experience. He's 28 years old, he's played extensively in his own country, Slovenia, scored goals there, did good goal scoring return when he played in the Indian Premier League, or Indian Super League, sorry. And so he's that experienced head, and there he is there with the rest of some of the other subs coming out now. He's got that experience that, you know, the likes of Louis Vaughan, James Keating, same age as him, will play off. He's not the towering hitman that I think some expected us to sign. Yeah, it's a bit of a trope, isn't it? I wonder if he had been 6'4", but with the exact same characteristics, people would have been much more positive about the signing. Surely the factor is that John and Paul just want a range of options to play off. Aye.
Trialists, recognise two of the trialists who featured. So the newer of the trialists, any idea where he plays, what he's...
From the size of him, he looks like a defensive player. From the size of him, but then, what do I know?
He's going to play centre forward, isn't he?
Aye.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so and I don't think we're betraying any confidence now, because people have worked out for themselves that the lad going up the stairs with the curly hair is Brazilian, Portuguese passport holder. Don't know his name for sure. I'm not sure if the Irish lad is amongst the trials. I think he is.
Well, it's actually...
There's another man there.
We've already got ourselves wrong here, because the lad that you were thinking maybe the towering centre half or centre forward's actually starting as a sub.
Yeah.
So it will be the trialist A. I'm guessing, of course we don't know this till they actually come up the tunnel, but I'm guessing trialist A will be the young lad who played fullback in the first game.
Yeah, he's taken the place that we played. He's taken 16. He's taken the place of the Irish lad. So anyway, the boys are out.
Yeah, no sign of the Irish lad, who I thought was neat and tidy.
Yeah.
He had a better game, I think, against Clyde than he did against the first opposition we lined up with. From that,
I think we're allowed to say the name of trialist A at number 21. John mentioned him in his post-match.
It was mentioned on both discussions.
Yeah, Greg Young from Fife Elite. Again, just 17 years old, first ever game in professional football, and he's playing against 41 cap Christophe Berra and Kyle Benedictus. That's the way of football, isn't it? You get these funny little things.
It's a great thing, isn't it? If you're coming in as a young left back and you look over your shoulder and you've got Christophe Berra telling you what to do. I think that certainly his advisors, coaches and family will be telling him, just keep your ears as wide open as you can. Raith Rovers in our new home kit. I'm assuming by the sight of the orange shorts that it'll be the Queen's orange kit that they'll be wearing. Yeah, they're wearing the Iron Brew effect.
Iron Brew effect, yeah. It's quite nice, isn't it?
Long-standing sponsors of Queen's Park, of course. Well done to the fourth lad out, who I think looks like Thomas Robson. He's gone with the full orange boots as well.
He certainly has.
Great to see Louis Longridge back. We'll go huge into his past exploits here, but again, one of the good guys, isn't he? Had a cracking conversation when he was down here in what ultimately turned out to be the league deciding game.
Yeah.
With Falkirk.
Queen's Park captain Michael Doyle just exchanging a few words with Aidan Conley, their teammates at Falkirk, and there they are, Laurie Ellis, Grant
I hope someone grabs a picture of that. That's genuinely funny to see two of Paul and John's charges walking past them into the dugout and swapped roles there.
The boys.
Smiles all round. Grant Gillespie, of course, going to join the subs bench. He'll come up to the stand with us. Good player, Grant Gillespie.
Oops.
And unlike through the week, Neil is poised and ready to start the stadium clock.
We got 5 minutes into the game on Tuesday, and I wondered, why is that clock not moving? Because I didn't start it. And
thankfully there was nobody here to see it, but we're off and running. And it's immediately out of play for a Queen's throw-in. Over in the McDonald Lighton stand, the ball's retrieved. It's where the kind of friends and family and so forth are sat.
A couple of sponsors in there, they go in there as well with players, other halves and parents.
So Jamie back in between the sticks after Robbie took the gloves against Clyde.
Glad you noticed that, Davey. Thanks.
The referee says play on. The referee today is Duncan Williams. We've got Ralph Gordon and Barry Reid helping out up the lines.
Little thing about referees, Davey, just as play goes on in midfield, was at a friend's birthday party, and his daughter's husband is best friends with Frank Connor, the linesman.
The linesman, not the Frank Connor.
Not the Frank. He also knows the Frank Connor, but
yeah, we did ask the linesman at one point if there was any relation, and he just looked at us utterly blankly, like he'd never heard of the Frank Connor. Here's a chance for Dario to get a ball across the face of goal. Louis Vaughan's in, gets beaten to it. It should be a Queen's Park foul. It is.
Wonder. We've no inside info, folks, but I wonder. I assume the issue with Liam Dick is a recurrence of that little niggle, because he walked into the stadium earlier today, obviously not stripped for action.
Yeah, I think it's just about, as John said, it's about nursing players just now. He's not noted any wider concern. Willie Muir plays well, quite a low trajectory. I'd imagine that will just be knocked back to Jamie McDonald. Lets the ball come across his body. Sprightly force up front, making them chase. Nice tempo to this. Raith Rovers seen a little bit more football this week than Queen's Park. I've seen the pictures of them training in the sweltering heat. Aidan Conley already looks very comfortable back in a Raith Rovers jersey.
He does. I've been impressed with his output.
Yeah, me too.
So far.
I think we all know the quality that he certainly had. I think you don't lose quality, but seemed to drift a wee bit across his last couple of clubs. I think it's one of the signings that
get the impression that the move to York City didn't go as good as it could have done. Didn't play as many games, score as many goals.
Well, he's here now, and let's see what he brings. He's looking lively. Brad Spencer responding to the screeched howl from Kyle Benedictus to bring the ball inside. Dario, quick central.
Good ball.
Flag stays down, there is an overlap here, it's going to be used. It's Reagan Tumulty across the face of goal, near post. Bread and butter, soup and drink, whatever you want to say. Willie Muir has it.
Soup and drink. Soup and a sandwich.
Soup and a sandwich. Meal deal for Willie Muir there.
Glasgow and back. We've had some great right backs in our time here. And Willie Dyer. Sorry, Willie.
Oh, you're going to be very embarrassed when you see his Facebook today, and he says there's a wee picture of him watching Raith TV today.
Getting pelters as usual, still.
Thomas Robson plays the ball back to Lee Kildare. A little bit of I know there's bright orange shorts, but a little bit of clash in the stramash of colours in the jerseys here. The first high five goes to the Queen's Park kit person, firstly for remembering to bring the jerseys and beating Clyde, but also for using the white numbers. We can actually see what's going on. Here's a through ball that wasn't really dealt with any great confidence. I think the ball fell to good fortune of Raith Rovers there and back to their goalkeeper.
That whole, sorry to jump in there, that whole Farrago on Tuesday with the Clyde strips or lack of them, just it had the feel of a Sunday League game. Guys playing in tracksuit tops and no numbers.
Yeah, Queen's Park fans tuning in, and maybe some Rovers fans won't know, but we had it was a real pre-season feel in the commentary box as well, because Clyde turned up and with number jerseys that hadn't been sanctioned and hadn't been numbered, so they weren't allowed to wear them, so they played the game in tracksuit tops. We got 2 different team sheets, one for the first half, one for the second half. Clyde didn't follow them, they played different plays both halves, and they had to borrow last season's Raith Rovers shorts so that the referee had numbers to refer to, and the numbers on the shorts didn't match up with the numbers on either of the team lines that they didn't follow.
Some of them did, but most of them didn't.
So, thank you, Queen's Park kit person. We're grateful for your service.
Well, the chat before the game, they have invested a lot in the football side and the football operations for Queen's Park for this season in League 1 after winning League 2, so they got that right, as Davey said.
Absolutely. Liam Brown plays the ball inside. Seen quite a wee bit of Queen's Park. One of the benefits of the access to online games means that people such as I would rather watch a Queen's Park game than a Bournemouth, Middlesbrough, or whoever's on vogue at the bottom end of what we're supposed to believe is the best football in the world.
Yeah.
So we've seen a good bit about them last season. Obviously Ray being there as well, kept an eye on things.
Yeah, and we bumped one of our wee stories from the playoffs. We bumped into Laurie Ellis at Dens Park, and he was, I don't know if he knew anything or it was in the line of the job. He probably was, but he wasn't giving nothing. He was giving nothing away to the likes of us.
Yeah, we had
so
a good
to see him
20-minute
get the
chat. Really glad he got the job. I think Queen's Park fans will know they've got one of the game's thinkers.
You were Preston Flesh, all your old pals that night, weren't you? John Hughes and as well as all the journalists guys.
There's a chance for a step inside. It should be a shot. Well, it's high and wide, but can offer no criticism to Liam Brown there. He had to take that one on.
Yeah, slight ball from Aidan Connolly, just raises a hand in apology to teammates and coaching staff, and the shot, yeah, up there.
Beres looking for the option, closed down by Olbiam.
Christoph talking in his interview, not giving anything away, but it's what it's like working with John again after all these years apart.
Yeah, John's the magnet, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, there's a covering player, but that did get a little whoosh there. William Muir had come out, the header back.
Better wiped out.
Lee Kildare was a covering player for Queen's Park.
I remember him when he played for Morton in the McKinnon season, the Aidan Connolly, the Harry Paniatu season.
Well done. I was sure you were going to go away in the old days there.
Yes.
The refuge of the forgetful commentator in the past, Christoph Berra.
In years gone by.
I wonder if we're going to see these floodlights today, because it's a little bit overcast.
And yeah, all the pylons are fully furnished with 14 LED panels on each. I'm told that it's like having an out-of-body experience when they're on full tilt.
Okay. Walk into the light.
Yeah, well, I said, don't walk towards the light.
No braids for Kyle Benedictus at the start of this season. He is going with the old lady blue rinses. Taming down a wee bit there. It's a throw in for Raith Rovers up near the Balweary corner flag. Yeah. Some of the volunteers over in the McDonald Lighting stand returning the ball there. Ball cut out as Mickey Doyle takes it off the toe of Louvon. It's a Raith Rovers ball.
I saw somebody.
Referee's got that one wrong by a mile. Again, I'll be fair to him, he was completely blindsided in that.
I saw somebody positing the theory that Reagan, after 2 friendlies, that Reagan Tumilty is the best right back in the Championships. I'm sure he'll take that high praise, but he continues to impress in this part of the ground anyway. Yeah,
absolutely. He's been a fantastic addition. I think we will have to have a wee look at the other right backs in the Championship before we make such judgments.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
You and I are not the things of fans' forums. One of the players that strikes me must be great to have a Reagan Tumilty in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Good talker, clearly a bit of a comedian. I look back fondly on our kind of reveal interview of last season, where he dropped a couple of sweary words in it.
I did,
and we absolutely tore him apart and left him in a state of panic.
And
it
that
was a really good giggle, wasn't it?
And that was with his dad observing
His
as well.
dad was just to the side, and certainly I think they threw some of his pocket money.
You do forget how young some of them are when they don't bring the wife or the girlfriend, they bring their old man.
Ah, that's right. So Queen's get the game back underway. Molly Muir shuttles the ball out to his left hand side. He goes back to the goalkeeper. Head to toe in pink. Jamie McDonald in the yellow. You do wonder what it's got to be an offside flag. You wonder what Hamish McAlpine, our goalkeeper of that ilk, would make of these luminous kits.
Well, the forecast heavy rain has not come yet, but the skies are dark, so good
time to wait, isn't it? Pretty sparsely populated main stand here, just a couple of journalists, one or two observers.
Yeah,
I think it was Paul Hartley in the passing there. Certainly looked like him.
It was the only name, the only facer that I recognised.
Brad Spencer looking for movement. It's an interesting ball, dinked over the top for Louis Vaughan to chase. Lovely first touch. So the foul's been given. Yeah, there was a little clip. There's absolutely nothing malicious in that. So the replay there. Yeah, clip in the ankle, give Rose a chance to put the ball in the box. Both Berra and Benedictus go up. This is something we really want to see this season, Neil, isn't it? More of an aerial threat. Yet to see if we go into the loan or the contracts market for the big target man that everyone seems to be utterly obsessed with.
Yeah.
But with Berra and Benedictus in there, we've spoken many times about how Benny is a little bit tough on himself, feeling that he should get more goals. There's a shot rather than a delivery, and that's an absolutely wonderful save from William Muir.
Very good.
Strong round of applause there for the effort from Louis Vaughan. As much credit goes to the goalkeeper. That's a wonderful save, isn't it?
Just going in.
That was the one I always say, Brora Rangers, and you go Bucky Thistle. We
Yeah.
call that the Cuthbert free kick. Don't we remember speaking to Kevin Cuthbert after the game, and he says a goalkeeper, it was him that told Louis Vaughan to try that. It's on top of the goalkeeper, good hands. He started well.
Yeah.
Little moment of walkabout, but that was covered by Kildare. That's a great save, that. I think he'll be delighted to know that I think the GoPros are in position.
They are.
And the Muir family will be scrolling to 12 minutes. See that? Substitutes go for their first little stretch.
I thought you said your family there. I was like, why?
The Muir family.
Yeah.
It's a heavy touch. He'll let Reagan Tumulty in. Fair play to the defender, he's got back involved. Ref thought about that. The reviewers will have a better vantage point than we do. Slightly obscured by the presence of Grant Murray in front of my eye line there. Certainly looked a strong challenge.
Yep. The Rovers young team go to warm up. Coulson Mahadi and goal scorer Mitchell from the Stranraer game.
I have lost sleep since midweek when you pointed out that all three of their collective ages add up to my singular age. That's utterly horrific thought. It comes to us all, Neil.
Yep.
Nice little welcome from the fans who made it down today. Of course, season ticket holders getting the chance to put in their barcode and secure a seat.
I think it went relatively hassle-free for most people. From what I'm hearing at the office, and only a handful of people had issues not receiving the barcode, but that got resolved.
So piece of play there with Raith Rovers. I think it's a Queen's ball, yeah.
Double hit off
Yeah,
Dario.
I think the only problems that we've had kicking about just now are some of the transitions to new partner systems, where they things like buying your season ticket. I think the system went down, but
yeah,
Raith Rovers part of a wider group of clubs that are using a shared provider, so not a case of moaning about people in the office.
Future ticketing, I think the third party is called.
Been working really hard on all fronts there. A little bit of can we do a little teaser rather than any kind of reveal that we'll We'll be down, I think, Tuesday to film the away strip.
Oh yeah.
Reveal.
Get your guesses in as to the colour scheme. I'll not be able to tell you if you're right or wrong, but get your guesses in anyway. Because I've not seen it. You know, have you, Davey?
You know me with the kits home and away. I like to be, if possible, I like to see it on the day it's revealed.
Yeah.
I was in the office last week doing a wee bit of something, and there was a box there, and I was told go and have a look, and I absolutely didn't. I just think it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
And ultimately completely silly that grown men get excited about the colour scheme of a football top, but yeah, I like the reveal.
Words out my mouth.
If I'm not needed on Tuesday, I'm happy not to come down as well. I'll turn up and lend a hand if needed, but probably it'll be a wee voiceover, nothing else. I can see it when it's released next week.
Good. Yeah, they've worked well, those voiceovers.
Well, you would say that, you're my agent.
Yeah. I get a cut of your...
Hee-haw.
I get 0% or £0. So it's a sweet deal I've got. And Mo gets the other 0%.
Absolutely. Well, there is a Tunnock's wafer in the rucksack for you for half time, Big Ian, but we'll get back to the football here. The ball's over the top. To be honest, I'm letting the football just flow round about our meanderings. It's a pre-season friendly. It's a beautiful header, narrowly over the bar. Really strong connection there from Will Bainham.
Yeah, he's a
keeper, had it covered, but nice football.
Very strong header from the big front man. Yeah, covered all the way.
I think we've taken the decision in many years of doing this is that we don't need to go with the same verve and tempo and passion for a pre-season friendly, and certainly not for the closed door one through the week. People can see the pictures. Brad Spencer, the player, dropping deep, though I did notice earlier that it's clearly some kind of rotation because Dylan Tate's been filling that role as well. Tempo slightly dropped. Move past the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, despite it being a wee bit overcast, it's still quite a warm day, isn't it?
Yeah. Leave on. Crowded out to Queen's players. They advance over the halfway line. Davidson's the ball out to the right. They've looked for this early delivery. There's a little ricochet there. Nice little cut back. Comfortable for Dylan Tate, but the thought process was clearly evident and positive. Again, ball shuttled out to the right hand side. This time it's not the early delivery, a little bit wasteful. Tate, Vaughan, Tate, and out to the diminutive white man.
Nice and easy one to call that foul.
Yeah, ref's not going to have many easier ones. He stayed down. I think that's one of them. You just got a wee rasper on the knee.
Yeah.
Wee dulling. It'll take a wee while for him to run that off.
Louis Vaughan, of course, who was given his Rovers debut by Grant Murray. Or his first proper run in the team by Grant Murray. Yeah, that's right, yeah. After John had gone. You know, when you start saying something, you instantly doubt. Is that right? It says. Should know, I've written about it enough times on the website.
Back and forth amongst the Queen's defenders. Well, Bainham looks up for
Benny.
Put in his place Mikel Benedictus there, but did win the initial header. And he's just been sold an utter dummy there, isn't he? Nice football, Raith Rovers there. Again, looking for the width. But that's nice tracking back by Dan Lyon there.
What happened there? Did it come with the referee?
A little block pass to the referee. It broke to Will Bainham. Out the other side for Louis Vaughan. Keeper blocks it. The ball goes out for a corner, I think. Yep. Up come Ewan Big Lads, and as we've grown accustomed, it's Regan Tumulty who drops back. We always leave a pacey full back there. That was Kieran McDonald's role during his time here. Another player that I think will we'll miss his exploits. Near post. Enough said. The left back's done well to get involved there because he went a bit runabout, wildly out of position. I don't even know how to commentate on that. Berra kick ball out. 20 minutes on the clock. A little bit of action for both keepers. Billy Muir with that fantastic save from Louis Vaughan, and Jimmy McDonald certainly had to be on his toes as Will Bainham's header narrowly over the bar. This time of the season where you see results all over the country that reinforce the fact that you can read absolutely nothing into pre-season friendlies. Remember this time last year being more than a little panicked. Particularly the absolute shoeing that we were given by Falkirk. 6-2.
6-2, yeah, and counting.
Is that going to stay in? Good play. Wrong edge.
Oh, then Reagan.
Reagan not only wins the ball, but keeps it in play. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. Kieran Mitchell going with the trialist and a new signing for his first stretch. He's really impressed in his first two, I don't know if you can really call them cameos, because in one of them he got a goal.
Yeah, a little bit slack at the back there. Willie Muir tries to play it to skip one out for a Rovers throw.
John McGlynn wanting more urgency. But only as far as going to take. He's going to have a shot. Yeah, the focus was just on getting that on target. He's warmed the gloves of Willie Muir. Nothing more than that. Quite comfortable take for the goalkeeper. Lovely. Lovely bit of football from Liam Brown there. Nice control. Shifted round, fed the ball out, and it's given Queens a little bit of space in this right hand side. I've looked at the early delivery, persevere with that here. It's fell to good fortune, the boy stays on his feet. It's unlucky. I'm not sure what they're claiming for it, certainly wasn't a penalty. Young trialist, you can see how youthful he is when he plays the ball to the vastly experienced Dylan Tate.
Yeah.
Keeper will come for it, but the defender rightly just takes the easier option. Got ambitious ball there from Brad Spencer. John McGlynn retrieves the ball. James Keatons out to T-Rylist.
Well then, Christoph Berra covering for the young left back. He'd mistimed that. Could have been interesting.
Yeah, it's such a physical presence. If Bainham had managed to turn him, it would a clear running goal, but I don't think that was really ever going to happen. Nice from Dario. Productive as well with a good ball to Louis Vaughan. James Keatons cuts it back. Louis Vaughan. Keatons makes his way back into the box, drop of the shoulder, he's in, he's out. Well blocked, falls to Rovers jersey, corner kick. Good trialist looks to drive the ball across the face of the goal, but defensive cover was strong. Yeah, I always think that this Queen's Park sponsorship by Brew is one of the most fitting partnerships in Scottish football, isn't it? There seems a symmetry to it.
Yeah, it's probably one of the oldest clubs and the most Scottish product out there.
Yeah, I really like it. Not sure I've always loved all of their jerseys, but the Rain's starting to lash down. Benny's up. That's another good defensive header. Little knock on the cheek of Benny there. That thing players do, check he's not got a wee blood injury. He stayed up there.
Go on, Dario.
Good ball, Dario, Vaughan. A strong block there by Kildare. Corner kick as the rain starts to lash down, Neil.
Yeah, nice and heavy. It's good for the surface, but it keeps it active and keeps the ball moving across the Astro, as well as the water.
Yeah, the surface certainly watered more before today's game than either of the two games that we've seen. I don't quite know why, but we've taken to arrive into games 2.5 hours early, so we've seen all of the pre-match prep. Corner kick, Louis Vaughan. Comfortably headed away. Oh, good shot. Takes a little deflection or a little nudge for the goalie, so another corner.
Had a long time to measure that up, Dylan.
Yeah, good on Dylan. That's two he's had where you can see the thought process is just get it on target. You see as the ball's headed out. I think it's Darren Lyon. It's a decent distance for a clearance. Technique's okay.
Kills the defender.
Takes the merest of flicks. We vary it up with the near post, back post. Yeah, we have whatever that was. Answers on a postcard. Pratt Street Kirkcaldy.
It's a skiter.
Skiter. Well, I was thinking something that sounded like skiter. Corner number 14.
764 people watching the YouTube.
It's good to have everybody's company. Good to be able to offer this free service. Thanks to both clubs for the permission to do so. It's right on top of the goalkeeper. Palms it out. Where's it going to fall? Oh, it's off the line there. It's all over the place. Ultimately, it's into the back of the net there.
Is that James Keatons? I think it is. Good shot by Berra.
Brad Spencer hits and it comes off. What do you think it comes off?
Well, Aidan's claiming it.
Conley. Nah, it's Aidan Conley who gets the goal, and I think the clearance off the line, which is really on the money, was Stuart Morrison. We're definitely just they're much up.
Right place, right time.
To Aidan Conley.
Yeah.
Lindsay?
Right place, right time for Aidan Conley. Just had to direct it, put it in the right direction, didn't he? A wicked cross-come shot from Brad Spencer. Much the announcer. I think it may be Johnny today. Yeah. Just correcting and giving the goal to Aidan Conley. Run through to Jimmy McDonald. It is lashing down. Oh, it's properly. That forecast that I talked about is come true. Yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't see the first run out of the old floodlights today. Hopefully it won't end with a is there a Sparky in the ground moment. Had a few of them over the years, haven't we? Yeah, like all things, it will be rigorously tested, I'm sure. Like the season ticket website. Yeah, and so many other things. Minor flaws, all resolved. Back to front. Straight into the goalkeeper's arms. Dario Zanata goes his length. Slipping on the surface.
A little bit more urgency in terms of Raith Rovers pressing that back line, I would say, in the last 5 minutes or so.
And the lights have gone on inside the Penman family stand, above the supporters' heads.
And let's remember, we are only 7 days away from our first competitive outing. It's a 3 o'clock kick-off from Central Park. Raith Rovers travelling League Cup duties to take on Cowdenbeath next Saturday.
Yeah, meet up with a friend of Raith TV and former coach Craig Easton.
Yeah, still coaching there. We've obviously got a few Raith Rovers connections in their team as well. Fraser Mullen, Craig Barr. I noticed that formerly did have Ewan Valentine, but he's moved on.
Oh, he's gone to he dropped down to the East of Scotland League with Civil Service.
Yeah, scored against Dunfermline last week.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely football. Raith Rovers keep coming. There's a number of bodies there.
James
Keatings, that deserved the finish that he was looking for.
Lovely flowing move. I mean, it's all a question of how far back Ian goes to show the replay of that, because it was end-to-end stuff. James Keatings just moves the ball wide and just deserved a goal, as Davey said.
Beautiful football there. Stato behind me just reminded me of the very obvious omission there. Liam Buchanan.
Of course. Or Craig Barr Jr., as some people think he looks like.
Yeah, one of my favourite interviews of last season. So kindly it's time for Raith TV. Better. It's well down comfortably there. Looks like the Keatings. Fair play. Oh, there's a nice little overlap here. That ball was wasteful. Yeah, my sympathies are with Louis Longridge. They made an excellent run up the left-hand side, just peeled off the defender. Just looking for either the first-time ball or a nice little pirouetted pass. Need a bit of running and goal there. And back to Jamie McDonald. Benedictus not too pleased about the lack of options there. We'll go into our commentator's cliche handbook. Is it time for us to reach for the pre-season stat of the game that we had cancelled against Hibs? Remember that one pre-season?
Oh yeah, torrential rain, yeah.
Pre-season game called off for torrential rain.
I think it was way heavier than this.
That was brutal, wasn't it?
And it wasn't draining away. I think that was not the main concern. Safety aspect, wasn't it? What year though? I can't remember.
In a week on Friday we'll have Hibs here. First competitive game at Starts Park being Brecon a week on Tuesday. So Cowdenbeath, Brecon, and then Hibs on the Friday night for Ian Davison's testimonial. We're looking to catch up with Ian, I think a week on Monday. We'll get a wee bit of an interview for his matchday coverage. The game will be available to buy on Raith TV. We're looking to have as many as 1,000 fans in.
Yeah.
Unless anything dramatic changes, the permissions are there. Free kick for Queen's Park in front of us.
Fans of both supporters is the plan, because they'll want to see their team in action. Kyle Bow and the trialist sub questioning the wisdom of going to warm up in the pouring rain.
Yeah, Brazilian lad carrying a Portuguese passport. He's utterly loving it right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
The thing is, he's probably seen it as something quite kind of cute and, remember that day when it was pouring the rain? He doesn't realise that that's just ordinary here.
Yeah. Very much so.
Nice little flick from James Keatings, but the Queen's Park player was alert to it. Longridge feeds the ball through, breaks off heels and shoelaces and back to Jamie McDonald.
Thought about the quick restart to Regan Tumty, but there was Queen's Park had cover on.
Coming back to Queen's Park, that's a really interesting dynamic, isn't it? Laurie Ellis leading the line and Grant is his number 2.
Although when they were here, it was often said they were almost like co-managers. Obviously, Grant had seniority. They did everything as much like John and Paul, everything as a partnership.
Yeah, I think that's been a really astute appointment. Obviously, Laurie will get the shout to bring in his own staff.
Yeah.
Free kick will be retaken. Lou Longridge is about 2 yards away from Regan. And so the game's back underway. And Spencer putting a shift up that wing there. It's going to be ushered out, I'd imagine. Good standard defensive play from Stuart Morrison.
Yeah, good run up the wing by Brad. Doesn't have a winger's pace, and the defender was more.
He had a lot to do, but I thought he made a good fist of it.
Yeah. So unsurprisingly, the vast majority of Rovers supporters choosing to sit in the Penman family stand, markedly less in the McDermott stand, but they're getting to see the game, and that's what's the important thing, and it's made a difference, isn't it? The atmosphere shows you how much it's been missed.
I think huge amounts have been written and spoken about, but an utterly bizarre season in respect of
Louis Vaughan.
I think that's drifted out. Should be a Queen's ball, yep.
Thought he just nicked it and kept it in, but not quite.
So in terms of our own forthcoming coverage of the Cup games, I guess particularly people will be asking about the Cowdenbeath game. Its details will be negotiated at general manager and CEO level. Will be available to start the season as we always have. We'll push for as much access as away teams allow us. We're allowed the live commentary, we will do so. We will also support the away teams' streaming services where possible. I think we're going to have a little catch up with our own CEO after today's game. She came in to see us to ask what our requirements were, but our timing wasn't great 2 minutes before we go live. Brad Spencer and Dylan Tate, they certainly know each other really well. And the mystery continues with regards to Ross Matthews.
Yes.
No update or indeed off the record other than a specialist has been seen and
it's a toe injury.
There's a treatment plan for a toe injury, persistent toe injury.
No time scale. I mean, toe injuries.
A little flat header back there has given Raith Rovers an opportunity.
Dario holds it off.
Yeah, Dario's strong there. The shot wasn't.
Yeah, toe injuries have been the downfall of many a player's career. Not saying that Ross Matthews is at that stage, but Gary Lineker obviously having to retire because of it all those years ago.
Zanata, strong.
Yeah.
Cross face of goal. Another good block there from Stuart Morrison. Corner Raith Rovers.
Yeah.
Said that on umpteen occasions.
Yeah, Dario dug in there in the last 2 minutes, and he's really turned up the energy levels.
Trialist, flat ball into the box. Can aim to an area rather than a player.
Yeah.
Benny, lovely ball. Flag stays down. James Keaton's second ball falls to Louis Longridge.
Well,
He's beaten to it, but Dylan Tate there, sharp. A little gasp from the stand was audible, and the subs bench chipped in as Regan Tumulty almost took that split second too long. Liam Brown would have been happy to take the ball from him. 7 minutes to the half-time break. I'd like to see if our respective kit men and support team have got down the tunnel. I think these players will be looking for the fresh kit and will be raiding the club shop. Rain continuing to come down, but not with the same pace as it was earlier on. Surf is still playing that kind of slick spray coming off the ball. think that level of range is going to make any big difference.
James Keating's held back
Yeah,
there.
that would have been a yellow card in normal duties. Yeah, the referee goes for it. Is that required?
Bit of a slack ball there, and Keating's just pounced and dragged back by Lee Kildare. It was the Queen's centre back.
We've got our pre-season generosity goggles on here. I have to say, if I was a referee in that, brought on any extra paperwork, I would have been just giving them a wee talking to. High line from Queens. Quite disciplined as well, not gung-ho. Trying to force Benedictus to play the ball earlier than he might have wanted. Louis Longridge.
Well then, Brad Spencer.
Nice tackle, Brad Spencer. Ball just didn't fall for Louis Longridge there. That's his frustration. Final 5 this half. How are you feeling about things, Neil?
Yeah.
Better performance than Clyde game, certainly.
Better performance than Tuesday. Some really fluent stuff. A well-worked goal and some well-worked moves. I said,
and another really, I hope that Queen's fans and staff feel the same, but a really well-chosen friendly.
Yeah.
Queens have looked to exploit gaps where they can. They've pressed at a level that will give us a little bit of a workout. It's kind of needed.
Yeah, Christopher just ducked down and that ball just came off his lower back and back to the keeper. He knew what he was doing. Keeping
in mind that the teams who are coming here as well, that, they're just keeping a little bit in the locker as well. That will be something that many managers have told both you and I over the years here of, don't turn up expecting it to be hell for leather.
No. And did you not say, Davey, this is Queen's first?
I had a little look in their website, and to my knowledge, this would be their first outing, which it'll be interesting to see how fitness goes. Because they've only got a kind of 4-man bench. Regan Tumulty across the face of the goal. Keatings is in at the back post, but slips past him.
I so want him to get that first goal for Raith Rovers. Because he puts everything. He's put everything into the 2 and a bit games he's played so far.
Off there, intelligent. Doesn't quite catch it. Echoes of a famous opportunity missed for our down south neighbours. Sprung to mind there, but we'll focus on what's happening in Kirkcaldy here.
The other mantra that always comes out of pre-season games is that the result's not important. It's the minutes that you get into the players.
I spoke to a player before who was fined pre-season for giving it too much.
Wow. I'd love to hear that story, Davey.
That'll be for the half-time cup of tea chat. Corner kick Queens, railway stand side.
I've got batteries to change.
Oh, that's right, you're out in the rain, you're changing the batteries in the GoPro.
The GoPro, yeah. I don't actually know where they are.
By the goals.
Yeah.
So, corner kick, railway stand side. Lou Longridge to take it. Queens two at the edge of the box, 2 hanging back. Fair bit of height in there. Goalkeeper's blocked in his motion. Referee watches it closely. Not a convincing clearance, but fault with a Rovers jersey. Dario Zanata tracks back.
That's how you do it.
That's how you clear a ball. But again, quite intelligent there from Will Bainham. Quite like what I've seen of him so far.
Yeah. Dylan Tate on the ball. Lovely player to watch when he gets moving.
So comfortable with the ball at his feet, isn't he?
Yeah.
So young, but I have never seen him hide at any point in any game. Sure, we've had some wonderful results, but we've also had some difficult afternoons where he's been part of the first 11. Always looks to get in the ball, always gets his head up. that either. They'll spray it wide there. Young trialist tries to hold the ball up, but good defending. Michael Doyle more than up to the task, took control of the situation. You'll hear the scuffling and muffling of Neil getting ready to put on the raincoat
and get the waterproofs on, the galoshes.
Head to both goals to change the batteries at half time. He's going to race just now, which is great, so I'm guessing that I'll just talk to myself at half time.
Yeah, or
I'll queue up the pieces and you'll be back in due course.
Listen
Don't worry about it, Neil.
I won't leave you hanging like you. Right. Bye, folks.
The half time score being 1-0 to Raith Rovers. That Aidan Conley goal. So let's get ready to head into our little half time break features. We'll start with today's quiz questions. 3 questions as normal, thanks to club statistician Phil Nicholson for these. What is the total combined number of appearances at Raith Rovers for Laurie Ellis and Grant Murray? Second one is Louis Longridge scored 1 goal in the 2015-2016 season for Raith Rovers. Who was that goal against and who were the other scorers in that very memorable match? Third question, the last time Queen's Park beat Rovers was the 29th of March 2008 in a league match at Starks Park. Name the player who scored the goal and went on to play 116 games for the Rovers. Oh, he's got it, Mr. Russell held back there to see if he had any clue. What we'll do is we'll come back to these answers just shortly before the start of the second half. We get to go for a wee bit of a cup of tea as we queue up the half-time interview where Neil caught up with Christophe Berra through the week. So let's go over and hear what Christophe had to say for himself.
So first up, welcome Christophe to Raith Rovers and to Raith TV. We plan to do a more in-depth chat with you later in the season, but today's more of an intro, as we said off camera. You just finished training today, you signed in April, and you made your debut last weekend against Stranraer. Not much of a pre-season, not much of a close season break. How have you found pre-season so far?
Yeah, it's been good to be back. It's just over 2 weeks now. A lot of double sessions, a lot of long sessions, and it's been hard, which we expect. It'll still be hard until the games start. But yeah, we've really enjoyed it. The boys have been working hard, and you know those first 2 weeks. Obviously, there's a little bit of running, but the manager really is all about the ball. So the ball's been involved in every session for 95% of the session, so that's what the players want to see, and it's the way the manager wants to do things, and hopefully we can take that into the games.
Yeah. Has it been challenging and enjoyable like all the other
I think it's, looking back, I think this might be my 19th pre-season, so they don't get any easier, but fortunate enough I've always kept myself fit, and I've looked after myself, so yeah, it's they're always difficult because you kind of push yourself as hard as you can go. Me as individually, you know, you might have runs or times you've got to go in, and the older you get a wee bit more experience. You're not so young and going away fast and blown up at the end, but so on that regard I'm more experienced, but I've always looked after myself, so yeah, but they are always hard, there's no hiding that, and especially when you're doing double sessions, sometimes triples, it is physically demanding, but it's putting you in good stead for the season ahead.
Yeah. You go, as most people know, you go way back with the gaffer. When did you first meet John McGlynn? I assume that was in the Hearts youth system, and was it an easy decision to join up with him and Paul Smith?
Yeah, it was. So the manager was my first manager at Hearts under 18s when I first got a YTS or a youth pro apprenticeship. I was a manager for he was my manager for 2 years there. You know, he put me in good stead. I've always said in the past that he gave me a good grounding, just not in football terms, but just in little things in life going forward, and I've always took that with me. So yeah, that was massive for me, my career, you know, and coming here, we all know the way the manager and Smudger want to do things, you know, they try and play the proper way. I think if you've seen, everyone knows last season they were one of the most, if not the most attractive teams to watch. Most games they try to do the things the right way, and yeah, I'm getting towards the tail end of my career, so I want to enjoy my football, and I want to also come to a club that's, you know, got ambitions. The manager's really thorough, and he wants to improve all the time, and I want to improve as a player, and also if I'm going to go forward, maybe one day be a coach or a manager, it's good to pick up things as well, and especially the way the manager, and he's very possession based, and it may be a passing routine or a possession routine or tactics and phases of play. It's little things I can pick up, and but ultimately I want to come and enjoy my football. I want to win, I want to be part of a winning team, and I want to help the team.
Yeah, you mentioned there a couple of times that the fact that John and Paul like to play out from the back, balls to defenders' feet and then playing out from there. How has every player evolves over time, as you've said as well, and as they become more experienced? How's the gaffer changed since those early days at Hearts?
It was that long ago, but when I've come back now, I've been here for just over 2 weeks. I'm getting flashbacks to some things that obviously I can remember back in the day how he was. But yeah, he's very thorough. He likes his video analysis. But we use that as he says. It's not digging anyone out. It's for the good of the team, good of the individual. It's where we can improve. I've been in many teams and worked under many managers. When we go through pre-season, it's used as a fitness thing. You just get a match fitness, and come the start of the season, you might lose a couple of games. You're thinking, oh, where have we went wrong? Why are we not doing this? Or we'll start working on things. For the manager and Smudger here, they're doing that now. They're preparing for the games ahead. We're working on things all the time. So when that time does come, it's not a surprise. So we're highlighting the things that are going well and the things that we can improve on, and we're always working to improve every day. It's no matter if we win, lose or draw. They analyse the game and they pick up the good things. Show us and praise us, and then the things that we can and we need to do better to improve as a team and as individuals, and that's really refreshing, and it's something that I think players just now, the younger ones, they might not appreciate just now, but there will be managers who don't do that. So it's not just for the team benefit, but it's also for the individuals.
Yeah. Some stats, some numbers for you. You bring massive experience to the Rovers. Over 600 club games, 41 caps for Scotland. Alongside the club captain Kyle Benedictus, you'll have a major role every day, assisting in the development of the up and coming players. I'm thinking the central defenders: Dave Mackay, Frankie Musonda, Tom Lang. You obviously enjoy that responsibility, and you've got one eye on the future with the coaching, you said. Yeah,
I think the older you get, when you're younger and you're a player, sometimes you might be a bit selfish in yourself, and you just worry about yourself, playing every week and maybe trying to get a move. But I'm past that now. Obviously, I concentrate on myself regarding my individual performance. But I look further than that. I look towards the team as well, and helping individuals, be it as you said, defenders or central midfielders or wingers and strikers as well. I think that I've got a good grasp of the game, what positions, like if I'm playing against a striker, I know what I don't like to do, and so helping the young strikers like Luke, or the midfielders Aaron and Quinn and Dylan as well, those kind of guys, just little things, they can take it in and they can try and maybe learn or take that bit of advice, or they don't have to, but I don't think it's I'm not just going to go out there and just worry about myself. It's about how the whole team works together, and if you can help individuals with little things here and there, I think it's that's a good thing, and I think you find players doing that as well. The more experience you get, I think the players will do that, but in general there is quite a young team here, and obviously Benny's one of the older ones as well, and he says a few things now and then to help players as well. So I think it's part of your duty to do that, to help the younger ones to get the best out of them, because if they're doing well individually, it's going to help the team.
Yeah. After today's game against Queen's Park, we've got the League Cup and then the league games. The Championship looks to be more competitive than ever this season, in my opinion. What should be a reasonable target for the Rovers to aim for this season?
I think it's progression from last year. It's to get promoted first and foremost. No disrespect to Kilmarnock and Hamilton. They're good sized clubs where they'll have good players, experienced players, but it's not a Hearts or a Hibs or a Rangers who have been in the leagues in the past who are expected to win the league. So I think this league, it could be a lot more tighter at the top. But on the other side of things, Kilmarnock and Hamilton will have players who'll be used to this division as well, and they'll know what it takes to get out of it. So it's going to be a tough league, but I think our aim is to win first and foremost. No matter who you are, you want to win the league. And if you can't do that, it's about getting in the playoffs and getting up through the playoffs. It's about progression. That the team done really well last year. This year will probably no doubt be harder, because teams will be more sussed out a little bit. So we'll have to keep faith in the way we want to do things, be patient. And yeah, there will be ups and downs throughout the season, but it's how you bounce back and you learn from that. And it's not always going to be plain sailing. It's not going to be, there's not going to be games that'll be nice fancy football all the time. Yes, we want to do that, but teams will be set up against us not to make it difficult, and you'll go to away grounds where maybe the surface is not so good, and that'll be a challenge for us, you know. So it's down to us as individuals in a team to take that challenge on and let it spur us on to keep improving day in, day out, and every game that comes by, and just take a game at a time. But as you said, yeah, it's going to be a competitive league.
Great. Well, thanks for that, Christoph. Good luck for the next few games, and good luck for the season in general.
Thank you.
Last season was a season like no other at Raith Rovers Football Club. There was individual brilliance, moments of adversity. There were victories we will never forget, and celebrations to amazing goals as the Lion roared once again. There were new faces, and some old ones too. But there was one thing missing. You. You've seen last-minute winners, European adventures, and title-winning victories. You've worn the colours, sang the songs, danced in the streets. It's time to be that difference maker, to push them over the line, to pick them up when things are tough, to cheer as one when it all pays off. Friends, it's time to come home. Hello and welcome back to Starts Park Kirkcaldy. I think that camera angle gives you a real sense of what's unfolding here. It is an afternoon like no other in the Scottish summer that we've had of recent weeks. Our trialist heads up to get his match jersey, maybe going to make an appearance, and just gives me a little wry look and a shake of the head as the rain is absolutely lashing down. If it was almost torrential earlier on, it's magnified. And we're just about to be rejoined by an absolute drook-it rat as Neil Russell has gone from one set of goals to the other to change the GoPro batteries, and he is absolutely soaking. I'm going to buy him a wee bit of time before putting him on the spot and ask if our production team can draw up the quiz questions, and we'll have a little look through these. So first question is, what is the combined number of appearances at Raith Rovers for Laurie Ellis and Grant Murray? Laurie Ellis 395, Grant Murray 159, so a combined total of 554. And second question being, Louis Longrood scored one goal and what was a very memorable afternoon. We all remember it of the day that Rangers didn't win the title at Starts Park, as was proclaimed to be the case. So he scored in that goal. The other scorers that day were James Cragen, and of course on the 90th minute, after missing a penalty in the 90th minute, Harry Panayatu popped up to rob the light blues of their title party. Remember that magic afternoon where we'd actually seen the trophy coming up the tunnel? They didn't bank on our Harry doing the business at the end. Third question, last Queen's Park team to beat Raith Rovers, 29th of March 2008. The player who scored went on to play 116 games for the Rovers. Another real fan's favourite this. Did you get that one, Neil?
Yeah, can I give the answer?
Go for it.
Mark Ferry across the Mersey.
Absolutely bang on, and I did not get that one. Wee notable point that our statisticians put in, I think this might be a wee Boris the Spider play on words here, but Ryan Boris was sent off in the last minute of that particular game for Rovers. So welcome back, Neil. Do you want to try and describe? I think the cameras are doing a good job of showing how wet it is after such an incredible 4 weeks of weather.
Yeah, well, I walked around the perimeter of the pitch and I was undercover for most of it, and I still came back absolutely soaked. Yeah, it is wet. So, but it's wet for both sets of players. It's wet for both sets of players, and it'll help the movement of the ball, certainly across the slick surface.
Yeah, here comes Duncan Williams, Ralph Gordon and Barry Reid.
I realise now, I recognise that assistant referee. I don't know if he's Mr. Gordon or Mr. Reid, but he's officiated here a number of times. I always think he looks like Robocop, the way when he's not moving, he stands with his flag at his side like it's a holstered weapon. Some news, Davey.
We've got Trialist B. I was just saying to the viewers and listeners that he ran up to retrieve his jersey from the stand while looking a little bit in disbelief at the rain pouring down, and gave us a wee thumbs up and a wee smile. We can have a little head count in a moment, and we'll see who it is that's actually gone off. So it looks like he's going into kind of midfield role. So I'm looking to see if Brad Spencer.
Is Brad Spencer?
I think he's replaced Brad Spencer.
Interesting. Got a lot of height.
And Grant Gillespie has joined the action for Queen's Park. We'll likewise do a little head count. I'm sure if there's a chat feature on YouTube, the Queen's fans will do a much better job than we will.
If you know the answer to that one, Queen's fans, you can put it in a comment on YouTube.
Yeah, that was a Glasgow Central Station announcement from the stadium announcer. It clarifies Grant Gillespie has come on for number blah 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 blah.
I've worked out, I think it was number 8.
I'm going with Thomas Robson, yeah.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Is it Lyon?
It was Lyon, number 8.
Darren Lyon.
I did a quick scan and I just couldn't see an 8, so best guess was the method I used.
Double checking, scoreboard back underway, Neil?
Aye, it is, aye.
It is now, okay.
Wheeshed. Molly's fault, she gave me a Tunnocks Camel Wafer to go with my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think we've got to look after you. Put in a wee power of shift, a power of work rather, at half time there, goal to goal.
Yeah, I only got back to you and you're already live.
So thrown for Raith Rovers.
Yeah, we're eagerly waiting for 16 to get his first touch on the ball. Rovers throw from defensive position. Left back. Headed back into danger. Berra just shepherds it back, Marvin Andrews style. Gives a little bit of feedback to his young to the assistant referee there, because he felt that the Queen's attacker was on his back a wee bit. He's back on the ball, Christoph Berra. Long down the line, dealt with almost. James Keatings gets a foot in it. Trialist centre mid, knocks the ball into midfield, but
Felt like a centre half, isn't he?
He is, aye, yeah, very much so.
I'm trying to think of a midfielder with a similar physique in recent years, and there's nobody springing to mind. Real powerhouse.
Yeah. Nat Wedderburn,
Yeah.
just from the size of the legs and the fact he actually plays centre mid. Dario, just loses out there.
It's good play by the Queen's players there.
Sliding challenge from the centre mid trialist, and squared ball into the middle. Left back Thomas Robson puts it down the line to Longridge. It's forced out wide. Longridge still on the ball, and then crosses it in from out wide. Berra gets under it, gets ahead in it, and Jamie has the punch to clear. Berra heads it out of the danger zone, then down the line, just out of play, while the Queen's Park player can't actually make it who it is, I'm afraid, folks. He's just on the ground, and the referee's going to see if he's okay before calling the Queen's physio on, and certainly that's the Queen's physio on. He's setting up, he's okay. Way around the ground there, I saw a friend of mine who also coaches the Raith Rovers Community Club 2011s, who gave my 2010s team an absolute chasing at Bulgaria a couple of weeks ago. Don't mind admitting that, we were thoroughly outclassed. He didn't recognise me with my mask on, but he just brought back memories of that.
Yeah, I think it's Will Bayham
meeting.
He's down.
So it is, yeah.
Not what anybody really needs, a little knock to the face there, Neil. Good to see him up. Yeah, I really miss, again, for Queen's fans, we normally have a chat board feature. Our own systems are being refreshed and upgraded and so forth for the coming season, so we look to go about advancing our own service a little bit, but we normally have a chat board feature so we can interact with away fans in real time and we'll get a bit of feedback. Quite often there's a player has a worldie here and away fans are kind of moaning that he's an utter haddy, or the other way around, we're saying, I'm not being impressed with so-and-so, and actually it's a one poor game he's hitting out 100. I'd be interested to know what they make of Will Bayham.
Longridge on the ball there, always neat and tidy.
That's an important touch for the young man.
Yeah. Cross into the back.
Oh, that's a brilliant goal.
Great equaliser.
What a delivery, and look, Longridge was up like Ronaldo there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
jumped early, held it. It's a lovely little dinked ball, this.
By Lewis
it's not
Moore.
Carrying. So it's not carrying a lot of pace.
Yeah, Lewis Moore, who impressed on loan at Arbroath from Hearts last season. I was a wee bit surprised to see him go League One, but crosses it in, and Louis Longridge, as Davey says, perfectly executed header. You can't dispute that.
No, not taking anything away from the header itself, but that little dink cross was fantastic. A bit of quality there, getting your head up rather than just playing the ball into an area and hoping that somebody's gambling at the back post or so forth. That was intelligent.
Berra goes back to Jamie McDonald to Benedictus. Ball through the middle there. The centre half Morrison is equal to it, and Grant Gillespie clears up in midfield. Cheers. A few adjustments to my microphone, and young trialist left backs on the ball. Conley to Vaughan. Zanata gets it onto his favoured right foot, into the middle, spreads it out to Regan Tumilty. Cross in. And the trialist left back. Dylan Tate battling all the way, and he just pulled at the shot of Lewis Moore, and a yellow card for Dylan Tate for stopping that counter attack. So referee just notes down Dylan Tate's name then. Michael Doyle takes the free kick, and it's back with William Muir. Morrison at the back for Queens. Gillespie squares to Lee Kildare. He has their first time out in the direction of Bainham, but Berra stands firm. The trialist centre mid. Gets it back to Benny Dictus. And Jamie McDonald, he nearly went for the big clearance, but played it out from the back to Kyle Benedictus, and then Christoph Berra, the left back. He feeds it forward. James Keating just lays it off with his chest, and Aidan Conley, too much in it, and Louis Vaughan was never catching that. Down that left hand side there.
Yeah, looking across the options, you feel that there's certainly going to be plenty of game time for Kyle Benedictus and Christoph Berra. Early parts, competitive action with their centre half injury list.
Regan Tumblety just clears up. Aidan Conley now. And Tumblety back to McDonald.
Been impressed with Aidan Conley again today.
Yeah.
I like him dropping that little bit deeper to try and create rather than just execute.
Yeah. First time ball over the shoulder by Keatings, and just end up with the Queen's keeper, Muir. Trialist centre mid chases Davidson, and he plays it back the way. Grant Gillespie on the ball in the midfield. Queen's advance over the halfway line. Out wide to Doyle. Yeah, plenty of width. Doyle swings it in to the back post. Oh, and off the post, and another goal for Queen's Park.
I'll tell you what, that delivery's just put the one that I was praising all day long to bed, because that one was even better. Get that for a delivery, Neil.
It was.
The execution is absolutely fantastic. Keeper flat-footed.
Bainham with the header in off the post, and
another header.
Yeah.
I think that we know what extra time will be getting used for on the training ground this coming week.
He'd put that in there.
Another header.
Put that in exactly the right place. Gave the keeper no chance.
Yeah, satisfying bit of football to watch. You're a Queen's fan. We're sat directly behind the player who delivered the ball. It was Michael Doyle that put the cross in.
It was, yeah.
So we could see the trajectory from when it left his boot.
Yeah,
real quality execution.
Very experienced player. Tumblety, Benedictus, and now Berra on the ball. The left back gets it forward. Louis Vaughan competes for it in the air, but loses out to Morrison. Christoph Berra calmly gets it to the trialist centre midfielder. He plays it back the way in. Kyle Benedictus, first time effort over the shoulder. Longridge picks it up, forced out wide by his touch. Keeps it going though. It's Robson on the ball, and now Longridge keeps a hold of it but does too much. Regan Tumblety nicks in. Too close to Kildare, and he mops up. Davidson, now Robson on the ball to Longridge. Longridge again. Charge down the cross. Now Dylan Tate on the ball, edge of the box. Regan Tumblety, huge switch up play, but Doyle was alert to it, and he gets it to Grant Gillespie. Robson on the ball, seeing a lot of the ball. Lewis Moore in the box. Plays up for Rovers defender, and out for a Queen's Park corner. So the corner is going to be taken by Longridge. There it comes. Centre of the goal, headed clear. Nearly as far as Robson. He's able to pump it back in. looking to spread the play, but it only goes as far as Aidan Conley, but he can't keep it in. And out for the Queen's throw.
Yeah, it's disjointed stuff from Raith Rovers at the moment.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Another throw to Queen's Park, further down the right hand side. Long range involved in everything. Morrison, Kildare and Gillespie combine to keep James Keating's at Doyle back on the ball. Raced up by Christoph Berra, putting his head where boots were flying. Queen's Park throw.
Wheeler referenced something I think when Inverness were here, and just a minute to just, I'm sure people would know about it, but when I see Grant Gillespie playing here, obviously he'd been at Derry City, as was Kevin McHattie. Just to give anybody that's not seen it a little reminder that BBC iPlayer's got the Derry, it's got a different league, the Derry City story. You'll catch it on the iPlayer. I thoroughly recommend that you watch that. A fantastic story of football in the community, and of course a little link that we've got players across both teams today who have been part of that club. Good watch, isn't it?
James Keating forces the back pass to William Muir. Covers a bit of ground, but he gets the ball under control. Take time to play it out towards Gillespie, but misses. Oh, it's kept in by Queen's Park, sorry. Thought I'd gone out for a throw in. Sorry. The try of the centre mid gets on the ball for the first time properly. Ball down the channel, Louis Vaughan. Forced back the way, and then little back heel. Out for a Rovers throw. Queen's Park physio on to attend to the injured player. I think it's Morrison that went down in that challenge when he was just chasing after Vaughan. Queen's subs called out. Two very much the younger members of the squad being asked to warm up as a precaution. Regan Tumilty will restart the game with a throw-in when the Queen's Park physio is off. But I would say two clinical finishes by Queen's Park to win the lead
excellent.
So far.
The delivery on each case was pinpoint accuracy. Both headers were excellent. Of course, massive questions if you're in that dugout in front of us wearing that blue jacket. I thought it was just now, or just with the player receiving treatment. I mean, it is off camera, but just to reassure you the player's going to move him, but it looks to have got a real dull one, possibly to the ankle.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he twisted it. I didn't see any contact. But anyway, this treatment continues. Queen's goalie Willie Muir goes to dry himself off. The rain's eased up a little, but it's still heavy. Two Queen subs ready to. They're not coming off. Bainham and Moore just getting some instructions from Laurie Elson and Murray in this break in play. Rovers players opting to stay in their attacking positions, waiting for this throw to be taken.
I wonder when we might see our new signing.
Yeah.
Again, you don't know, he's carrying a little bit of a niggle, or whether John wants a couple of training sessions under his belt first, but get a chance just to get a wee bit football.
Yeah, I'm certainly keen to see this, see him in action and get a closer look at him rather than the cameo, the the sub appearance he got when he came on for Livingston last in April in the cup tie. So we're ready to restart again. It was actually Lee Kildare that went down with that knock. Regan Tumblety, he's off the pitch. Regan Tumblety is going to take this throw in. Kildare walks out to the and it comes headed clear by Gillespie. Huge clearance from Bainham, only as far as Berra in the centre circle. Goes back the way to Benedictus. He plays it safe and gets it back to Jamie McDonald. Instantly gets Berra back on the ball. And the trialist centre mid, number 16. Long angled ball. And looks to get Darius Nat underway, but Doyle controls it on the chest. Comes in field. Gives it to Jacobs. Gillespie with the ball down the channel. And the young left back, trialist, gets it back to Jamie McDonald. First time Dylan Tate rides one challenge, gets the ball away, but Doyle's there to intercept and he brings Grant Gillespie back into play. Chased all the way by Dylan Tate. Ball into the middle and Aidan Connolly. He makes Thomas Robinson make a decision and he has to challenge that ball and it's back with William Muir. Queen's play out from defence. Trialist centre mid gets ahead on it. Regan Tumblety whips it across in, but nobody there apart from Doyle. Ball seems to be stuck to him, but he gets the ball back to William Muir in the goal. Takes a touch, drives it out to that wide left area, but too far and out for a Rovers throw. Ball ends up in the bouncing off the wall by the SML stand. Throw in taken. Benedictus squares it to Berra. The left back under pressure gets it down the line. Dylan Tate, man on his back, gets the ball off to Darius Anata. Impeded on his way past, but nothing given. Liam Brown spreads it out to Bainham. Goes to the byline, runs out of play, I think. Yeah. Jamie McDonald gratefully accepts the goal kick. Kildare, the man that was injured, is back on the field, but he's now sat on his backside. I think that knock's not gone away, and yeah, certainly Laurie Ellis and Grant Murray shout for the sub. This is going to be either Max Gillies or Callum Bigger coming on for Lee Kildare.
Yeah, he's tried to run it off a wee bit. No success.
Yeah, Callum Bigger, the man to come on. Looks like a very young player. He takes the field in place of Lee Kildare. He's more of a midfielder, so a rejig of the Queen's Park back line. Initially looks like they're going to a back three. Doyle, Morrison and Davidson. No, back four is.
Movement that we were speculating about and hoping. Matej getting ready.
Tumblety bombing down the right there.
We're going to take a decision here, Neil. Are we going to do that indefensible patronising thing of taking a fairly easy to pronounce foreign name and giving them a Scottish nickname? Or can we actually just go with Matej?
Matej, I think, yeah. I assume some people call him Matty, but Matej will do. Christoph Berra, defensive header on the halfway line. Trial centre mid applies enough pressure and wins a throw on the right hand side.
He's applied pressure, he's tracked back, but I've not really seen him on the ball yet.
She had that one run and a through ball that was intercepted. As we say at every friendly, it's a thankless task though if you come on as a trialist. Gets the ball back to Christoph Berra, and the left back down the line to Dylan Tate. Morrison shepherds that out expertly, and it's a goal kick for William Muir.
Defending.
Matej getting his last minute instructions from Robbie Thompson.
Well, we always spoke about Dave McGurn in his book of his playbook. I think Robbie Thompson's just coached Matej through about page 1 to 45 there.
Yeah.
Boys Heed will be burling.
Christoph Berra gets the defensive header away. Longridge, young left back. On overlap, Lewis Moore comes, just flicks it over the head of Berra, but Berra recovers enough and shepherds the ball out for another goal kick. 67 minutes on the clock. Rovers 1, Queen's Park 2, as Matej Poplatnik comes on in place of James Keatings. So you have to wait for his first goal in Rovers colours, James Keatings. And it looks to be a straight swap, Poplatnik for Keatings.
He needs that goal, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
He'll become a monkey in the back, but I've got faith.
So Poplatnik, he's standing about level in height with Stuart Morrison, the Queen's centre back. Benedictus and Regan Tumilty. Benedictus again. Back to McDonald. Straight out the other side to Christoph Berra, down the line to the left back. Then he goes back to McDonald and then takes the return pass, keeping it calm. Goes long, headed on by Dario Zanata. Lay off with the chest from Matej Poplatnik. Waits for numbers to get round him. Left footed angle ball out to
bring it on.
Regan Tumilty. Not bad, good control from RT. Good on the ball from Regan Tumilty, forces a corner. So the substitute comes on and instantly makes an impact.
2 wonderful touches.
Chested layoff and then a lovely first time angled ball. And we're getting a glorious replay on that one as well. Good stuff. So Christoph Berra goes to join the attack for this corner. Benny's the one that stays back and everyone else is forward. Regan Tumilty nearest to the Rovers skipper. No Queen's Park players up apart from now. Corner comes in and headed clear. Dylan Tate gets in the right place, but the number 10 there, Liam Brown, just fails to keep it in. Throw in back to Jamie McDonald. Benedictus to the left back. Another throw in for the left back to take. Infield to Lewis Vaughan. Straight back to the young defender. Headed flick on by Poplatnik. Headed flick on by Conley. Vaughan central, lays out to Tumilty. It's another aspect of the attack now with Poplatnik on, but Tumilty forced back the way. Centre mid trialist. Ball in, and only as far as Lewis Moore. Thrashes it clear, the trialist centre mid hits the deck. And out for a Queen's Park throw. Well, I like what I see so far of the legendary number 99. Big ball forward there. Berra. Yeah, if I judged to have fouled the Queen's Park player, concedes the free kick.
Right.
Yeah.
He's timed that. Quickly out just inside Queen's half. Clock ticks on to 70 minutes in the stadium. It's at 72 in the clock. It's almost like somebody forgot to start the stadium talking time. Christoph Berra. Lovely bit of defending. Robson looking out of play. Rain moves up a gear. And then some.
Oh yeah, nutmegs his opponent, pulls it back, and Poplatnik gets a goal on his debut from about 1 yard.
1 yard,
not
and half a yard
complaining.
off the ground. Well done. James Keatings must be raging.
Poor old James, but well done, Matej Poplatnik. Or Newman, or we can just call him.
Yeah, it's a cheeky little finish, isn't it?
Good work by Vaughan, out wide. Nutmegs his man, dragged back, the shot comes in, parried by the keeper, and Platnick, if he'd missed, he would have been gutted, but he didn't. Poacher's instinct. Although I think he's better known for his link-up play, it was good instinct to be in the right place at the right time and dispatch that ball for his first goal. So we're level pegging it 2-all here at Starks Park in the Dreich. Louis Vaughan forced the door all the way back there. Big pass back to Muir, chose on the chest, volleys it clear. Big and talented, good defensive header to number 3 Robson. Queen's Park on the run. Longridge back to Gillespie. Longridge again, and Liam Brown this time on the ball. The rain's getting even heavier.
Yeah, a little rumble of thunder there as well.
Thought it was my stomach. The Platnick guy goes over to chase Morrison, but Morrison continues to run down the right hand side, crosses it in. Berra gets it clear, and some slight mic issues here. And number 2 on the ball for Jake Davidson. What you can't hear, folks, is the feedback from the booth, the technical guys, as Louis Vaughan wriggles free of his marker, squares it to Dario Zanata, good touch. Oh, just half a touch on it from the defender, and otherwise it would have got into Platnick. Dylan Tate chasing Gillespie all the way, then making him go back. Squares it to Morrison. He calmly plays it to Brown in the midfield. Trialist centre mid gets on the ball. Good ball down the channel to Aidan Connolly, the man who had the shot that was parried for the goal. Aidan Connolly onto his. Just shows too much of it to Brown. Sorry, it's Brown that's now on the ground, injured just outside the centre circle. So the game is stopped with the ball in play. Queen's physio on. He's been kept busy today, hasn't he, Davey?
Yeah. Just looking at the posture of the player, it's all hands over the face, so he's caught a real dull one there. It's a nice bit of defending earlier by Thomas Robson. Not the first time we've mentioned him. That was a really key interception as Raith Rovers ready a couple of subs with Kieran Mitchell and Quinn Coulson getting ready to come on.
Okay. Just getting sent a photo there for my son's down in Centre Parks with his friend for the week, and he's been roller skating and all indoor activities today. So anyway, that's about my social life. Yeah, and the sub to be made, as Davey said.
Reaching out to fill the void there, Neil, when we've got 2 double subs and an injury. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Thumbs up from the Queen's Park physio. Says that Liam Brown will continue. So it's Dario and Louis Vaughan who leave. Dario Zanata and Louis Vaughan. Quite rightly getting told to get right up the tunnel. Don't hang around, lads. She was utterly drook it.
And not allowed a shower as per the current regulations. They'll certainly be toweling themselves dry.
As opposed to what other method of drying yourself?
You could put the hairdryer on.
Alright, is that?
Well, you'd know much about that.
I didn't have such an implement in my house.
Touche. Ball forward for Platnick.
He gave up on that.
Yeah.
Was making it the keeper though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Would have been some burst of speed at Carl Lewis levels to get to that. Morrison on the ball. Can he still play out from the back? Longridge, ball over the shoulder. Tumulty jumps in. Ball kept in, but not kept in by the sub Callum Bigger. Ball back with Jamie McDonald. As ever, first quickly gets it out to Christoph Berra. And then the young left back, good footwork with that young man. Just has heels clipped by Lewis Moore, the former Hearts man, as he got away, and it's a Rovers free kick. Berra to Benedictus. Just about make out the players through the rain. Floodlight's still not on yet. Left back, slightly slack there. Michael Doyle's free on the right hand side. Got to watch for his deliveries. And it comes to the middle and comes off a Queen's player and out for a goal kick.
Little lesson for the young man there. First mistake he's probably made, but heavily punished here. Both Queen's players kind of got in each other's way. Nobody seemed to kind of claim the opportunity.
Berra to the left back. The line onto the foot of Coulson. Good ball. Turns. Gillespie in front of him. Tries to take him on, but opts to settle for the throw-in. In front of the, sorry, Queen's Park throw-in. My mistake. Doyle takes it to Gillespie. Doyle. Ball maybe strayed out, but no, he just kept that in according to assistant linesman, assistant referee, sorry. Muir aims for Moore. Brown, Berra, Gillespie. Backwards header on Poplatnik. Good on the ball. Just pirouettes. Hit down the channel to Quinn Coulson. He's in the box. Two players on him. Just checks his run. Allows reinforcements to gather behind him. Holds off the player. Dylan Tate's on the ball. Keeps it in. Cross in the middle. Oh, and a great save from the Aidan Conley header by William Muir in the goal. A well-worked chance by Coulson and Tate. Header by smallest man on the pitch, Aidan Conley. William Moore.
So much to enjoy about that passage of play. The little drag back from Dylan Tate was beautiful. The header
sent the defender for his dinner, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely sold him in the river there. But again, goalkeeper, brilliant.
Corner comes in. Christophe Berra just comes off at the wrong angle. Kyle Benedictus just pumps it towards goal with interest towards William Muir, and he catches it first time and bowls it out to Robson. Checks his run into the Longwood centre circle. The trialist centre mid follows him, makes him play it back to Morrison. Out to Doyle, the right back. Shows a bit to Quinn Coulson, unless they recover and get it back to Muir. Slightly risky. Muir has to accelerate and keep it in. Christophe Berra winning that all day, but Grant Gillespie gets in the ball. Lewis Moore. Regan Tumulty covers. Ball came up at a rapid pace, but he got it under control. Dylan Tate, Poplatnik, and the trialist centre mid. Poplatnik on the ball again. Some good stuff by the Rovers.
Very, very neat.
Under pressure by the Queen's
I'm
players.
just trying to put this through another filter. I'm thinking if Matage is a trialist that we've never seen, and what we've seen already, we're very excited about him.
Yeah.
So yeah, looks like a really good signing, albeit on a very limited piece of plate.
Yeah. Quinn Coulson's on the right hand side. Now he gets the ball from Regan Tumulty. Aidan Conley just can't control that, and Grant Gillespie comes away with the ball. Squares to Doyle. Luke Mahadi and Arnott go to warm up.
Regan Tumulty doesn't look overly comfortable. Can imagine that we might see Aaron Arnott just to relieve any pressure that Regan might be feeling. I mean, he's moving okay, but just his body language isn't great. Certainly not what we've grown used to.
Yeah. Big ankle ball from Queen's Park. Doyle shields the ball from Coulson. Coulson nicks in though. Christophe Berra gets it back to Jamie McDonald. Touch takes it away from the on-rushing attacker. He gets it off to Kyle Benedictus. To Regan Tumulty. Aidan Conley gets it back to Kyle Benedictus. It's going to go. No, he opts to square it. waits for the run from the trialist left back and then goes for the angled ball. Young man against Doyle. The ball runs through, Muir quickly out and gathers it.
He loves a wee gallop off his line, Muir, doesn't he?
He's been
done that a couple of times. He's got them right, generally speaking.
He's been put in those positions by his defenders, and the ball down the line from Queen's Park goes out. And a Rovers throw for our left back to take. Colin Coulson. Aidan Connolly digs him out there. Dylan Tate gets on the ball, centre circle. In the channel, but well marked. Back to his keeper for Platnick. Close, but not close enough. Berra, good defensive header. Gillespie picks up the scraps. Slack ball there, but another one by Mitchell. The Queens come out of that unscathed. Gillespie out to Doyle. Down the line. Moore comes in field. Spread out to the left hand side now. Down the
He's moving.
There's Lewis Moore. Yeah, wins a goal. It's a goal kick. Yeah. Hopeful shouts for a corner there, but
just couldn't get his boot wrapped round that to cut it across.
Jamie McDonald. And now Mitchell's on the ball. Coulson in field, and Dylan Tate just calmness. Just knocks it away from Longridge. Gets over the halfway line. Out to Regan Tumilty on the right hand side. Big cross in and too much on that. And nobody's catching that apart from Aaron Arnott, who's warming up behind the goal. Aaron Arnott and Luke Mahadi shouted back to the technical area. Brown on the ball for Queen's Park, running at the heart of the Rovers defence. Squares it to Longridge, but shows too much of it and cleared. And Brown keeps the move going. Doyle. Mahadi and Arnott are going to get some minutes in this game. Lewis Longridge. Oof.
Decent effort.
Yeah, one touch, got it onto his left foot and then just curled that effort over the bar. Neat footwork.
Yeah, it's always travelling over, but good strike. Not dissimilar range from his goal that we spoke about at half time.
Carl Benedict had to sprint to keep that ball in from Jamie McDonald. McDonald's back on the ball. Now Berra. Trialist centre mid drops for him. Looks up into the feet of Kieran Mitchell. And just comes off a player, and Doyle. And Davidson. Brown on the ball for Queen's Park. Central spreads it out to Robson. Good challenge by Kyle Benedictus, and Regan Tumilty gets it away down the right hand side. For Platnick, that made enough of use of himself, and Connolly picks up the slack with a loose ball. Mitchell supporting. Oh, he tries to go through Grant Gillespie, and
Quinn Coulson's raging. He'd made the run on the left hand side. I can also see what Mitchell was trying there. It's one of them that didn't come off, but it's hard to criticise the effort.
Gustav Berra clears it for Platnick. Takes a touch, man on his back. Coulson to Mitchell. Nobody round, so he comes back. Just checks his run out to Connolly. The Platnick makes up the ground. He's in the box. Connolly squares it. Dylan Tate plays it off the defender's heel. Bit of a wasted chance, that.
Yeah, it was timid, wasn't it?
Yeah. Doyle down the line to Moore. Knocks it past the left back. Comes in field.
I know we're talking about athletes at this level nowadays, but given it's one of their, if not their first outing, then one of their first outings, I think the fitness of Queen's Park's looked excellent.
Yeah. Good work by Coulson there on the counter attack. Gets past Grant Gillespie. Squares it to Connolly. Spreads out to Regan Tumilty. Shoots. Oh,
good
and
save.
Good save by William Muir in the Queen's Park goal.
I was just laughing there as he noted the run past Gillespie, because we've got audio as well, so we could hear what Grant shouted. Very amusing. Good save.
Yeah, very good save.
So that's certainly 3 goal-stopping saves that Willie Muir's made.
Yeah, Gillies comes on for Queen's Park, and Arnott comes on for Tate for Raith Rovers. Moore the man to go off for Queen's Park. So Rovers corner. Regan Tumulty to take. Benny stays back. In comes a corner. Oh, the trialer centre mid. No, didn't come off a Queen's Park player. Just to come off the Rovers trialist, and it's a goal.
There's enough of a presence in the south stand there, the Penryn family stand, to let the referee know that they all think he got that one wrong.
Yeah, to put a bit of doubt in his mind, but
yeah, I've got no particular view on that.
I think because the angle it came off the trialist's head made people think it came off a Queen's head. Anyway. Midfield there, Aaron Arnott and Cal Benedictus over the top for Regan Tumulty to chase. Can't quite keep it in. They certainly had a good old stab at getting there. So Queen's Park have a throw in from a defensive area at left back. Davidson, up the line it goes. Benedictus steps in to get the ball to Berra, and he in turn gets it back to James McDonald. Takes a touch. Plays it short to Cal Benedictus. Infield to the trialist centre mid. Good spread of the ball, but too close to the defender. And Arnott keeps the move going. Poplatnik. Bit of a heavy touch from him, and the Queen's player just lumps it forward, and Berra can control it on the chest, brings it down and gets it back to Jamie McDonald. And Arnott offered himself as the out ball, and the trialist centre mid gets it to trialist left back, left footed ball into Connolly, and big clearance by Morrison. Didn't quite clear the main stand, but throw quickly taken. Poplatnik gets it back to the left back. Poplatnik on the ball again. Squares to Kyle Benedictus in the centre circle, unopposed. Short ball to Aaron Arnott. Squares it to Christoph Berra. Kyle Benedictus on the ball again. Regan Tumulty. No, double hit off him, and it's a Queen's Park throw.
I think this game is pretty much been and gone. Looking at the man with the whistle now.
Aidan Conley with the last flourish. Goes on a run past Gillespie. Poplatnik's on the ball. Into Regan Tumulty, backs heels it, Poplatnik again. Mitchell. Queen's defence come away with it though. Ball over the top there.
Need dealt with.
Forced wide there. Good save by Jamie McDonald. Christoph Berra just makes sure and pumps it forward. Regan Tumulty came off his chest and out. It's a Rovers throw.
Thoughts on Queen's Park, Neil?
Very tidy, very
yeah,
useful
really
in
impressed.
all areas.
Really liked how they've played football at every opportunity. Got a really good spirit about them as well.
And that is the full-time whistle. 2-2 the final score. Some goals, a lot to talk about, a lot to debate in the forums and social medias of Kirkcaldy and its surrounding environs.
So man of the match today on the Matchday app was Regan Tumulty, and it will be our last broadcast in this format before we're back a week on Tuesday. We'll be back with the normal Raith TV output on our standard fare, accessing through your season ticket and pay-per-view, etc. But all of that will be advertised in the social media in due course. What's probably most pressing in our minds will be 3 o'clock next Saturday when we head along to Central Park to play Cowdenbeath in the first cup game. Raith Rovers, of course, have a midweek behind closed door friendly away to Dundee United, which will not be offering any coverage of that, being an away game in the closed door nature. So we'll just look at rounding things up. I guess the message is keep your eyes on social media, and we will let you know how things are going to unfold over the coming weeks with Raith TV. Neil, over to yourself. You want to give us the last few words before we round it up?
Yeah, no, I just want to add, as Davey said, a good end to the pre-season workout. Some goals, some good stuff from the new guy and the existing players. Good opposition in Queen's Park, and we look forward to the next game.
And of course, good luck to Queen's Park Football Club as they embark on their new journey as a promoted club. We'll keep an eye on them, and we wish you well. All the best, everyone. Enjoy what's left of your weekend.
Bye
Take
now.
care.